Good morning everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here from Visualized NZ. So I'm going to be working again today on the Cowgirls and Lace journal, and I'm going to combine that with Roxy's weekly challenge. Week 7 I think, but I'm not sure. It'll be in the description box which week it is, where Rachel, made document holders, and I thought it would be really fun to include one of those in this particular journal. So I've chosen out a few pages, and I've got this stationery here. You possibly can't pick it up on camera, but it's got a very almost watermarked image of a horse and foal. So this image here is very, very subtly on the pages of the stationery. So I'll include one of those. And I've got a little dictionary page here that has West on it. And over the other side it talks about Western, so I thought that could be a little bit cute. The cover of my document folio is going to be this one here. Now this is one from the kit, the Huge Horse Lovers kit, which printed a bit funky. So it's got this strip here, and that's not going to be a problem because that's going to be the piece that I fold over to hold everything together. So I'm going to do that now, so it won't be seen unless you take it apart, which these are designed to take apart. So but I still don't think it's a big issue. It's going to be hidden in the main, and then if you do open it out, you're probably going to use this side, or even, I mean, that still makes a cool sort of collage strip. Either way, I think that's good. This is another bit that printed funky, where it's got lines on the back, but I thought we'll include that. And then I grabbed out a bunch of other pages, and I wasn't sure which way to go. I think I'll pop this in. It's just a little 6x6 scrapbook paper with this wood texture with peeling paint on it. Probably not going to use those, I think. I don't want too many in this. And then while I was searching, I found this cool bit of paper. Now it is a cowboy, but it so totally goes with the theme regardless. It's a bit wide, so I will trim it down a bit. I think if I trim it down here will be about good. So right on that lasso at the top there. Let's see if I can get it straightish. I don't actually know if the page is straight to begin with, so we can just do our best. And I think I'll use my craft knife. And check it for width. Yep, and it now fits in there nicely. Okay, although it is slightly too long. I could fold it up, but I think I'm going to attach it in that way so that I don't lose his head. Off with his head. That's very Alice in Wonderland, isn't it? Off with her head. So I'm just going to trim it down a bit at the bottom as well, and taking off enough that this becomes a usable strip for collage or something. Here we go. So we'll attach that in there, and maybe we'll put that in the bottom. Right, I didn't grab out clips or anything, although I do have a quilting clip here, so that'll do. Pop that in the middle, and I'm going to use my crocodile to put some holes, and I think I'll just go with the little holes, which is which side? This side. Maybe in a little bit more. Oops, let's go 1/2 inch ish. So I'm just going to make one of these. I'm not going to make a whole bunch, and then we'll do some decorating and make some more ephemera for our Cowgirls and Lace journal. And I've got my wee brads here, and I'm thinking I'm going to go with orange. I think. Yeah, I think orange will be fun. Just going to pop them on here. So they're removable, so you can remove the pages. You don't have to tear the pages out, and you'll just have a couple of small holes. So this is Rachel from Roxy Creations, her idea. And I thought it'd be just really nice to include one in this journal. But it's probably something I wouldn't mass make personally, but rather make it as I want to, as I feel like it would suit a particular journal or something like that. So now I'm going to fold it into 3. Give it a nice crease. And then tuck that in under our little flap there. So it ends up being quite thick, so you definitely don't really want to put too much in. So there we go, there's our little document folder. Isn't that cute? I think that's adorable. And I love the paper. I don't know that we need to actually decorate it up because it's got plenty of interest going on. It's staying closed nicely. So I love it. And I think I'm just going to leave that as is. And now where do we want to pop it? We want to pop it in this front pocket. Will it fit? It will, but it's going to stick up too high. So I might have to add another pocket just to put this in, but we'll see. It's too long for those. You know, I didn't sort out a place for it to go. I just thought I wanted to put one in this journal, so I made one. If there's not a spot, we'll just make a spot. It's no big drama. There's a pocket there, but it's too wide. Probably would stick up above the page as well anyway, because it's the height of a page, which is probably something I should have thought about, but never mind. Too wide for there, I think, and it's going to be too high. Yeah, too high for that. Could pop it here. Yep, there. That's where it's going to live. It's going to live in that pocket. And so we just need something else for this pocket. So I did have a tag running around. What did I do with it? Let me just hunt in my basket. I'm pretty sure I popped it in my basket here. The bit that I cut off from doing the journal card in the last video. Get my words out. Finish my sentences would be a good thing. Oh, I thought it was in here. What did I do with it if it's not in here? It's not in there, people. What did I do? Okay, I can't find it, so let's just make another one. It's the little offcut I had from this masterboard. So let's do, I'm thinking tag for that front pocket, so let's cut a bit off to use as a tag. In fact, I'll make 2 tags here. I'm sure I'll have a spot for another tag in the journal. And let's make it about that wide. I'm not measuring, I'm just like, oh, that looks about right for what I want. About the right size. So there we go. And actually, do I want a larger tag and then a little mini journal card or something? Or do I want... Yeah, I do. I think I'll make a little mini journal card out of this bottom bit, or a tag. I like miniature things, so I think it would be quite fun to do a little mini journal card. Right, I need to back it. I almost forgot that I needed to do that. So is this wide enough? yes, it is wide enough. So I'm just going to roughly trim. Oh, this has got a second layer glued to it. It's left over from a journal I made for on Patreon, in my Patreon video. So let's see if we can just peel off this second layer, because we don't want that second layer. There we go. And this is packing paper that I got from my husband's work that was going in the recycling bin. So it was like, yes, I'll have that, thank you very much. I can recycle it in a whole different way. Right, let's cover this in some glue stick. And then the back will be done. Oops, gouging out the glue stick. Good on ya. This side is slightly smoother than this side, but they're both matte, so I think I'll put the slightly smoother side out for this. Right. Give it a smooth down, make sure it's all nicely glued down. Cool, quick and easy. Whoops, I almost missed there, but not, I managed to get it on. So, ugh, sticking to me. Who else gets really annoyed by silly little things like a bit of paper that just won't leave your fingers? I find that one of the most annoying things ever. Or not leaving your scissors, like you try and pick it off and then it sticks to your fingers and then you put it back on your scissors somehow, or your desk, and it just will not leave you alone. I find that super, super annoying. And sometimes it's not glue, sometimes it's actually static that makes things stick to you. But in this case it's glue. Okay, just got a wee corner there that feels like it's not, wasn't wanting to stick down, but seems okay now. Right, so let's give it a tag shape. About there. My scissors do need a clean too. I haven't cleaned them after making the journal that I made, where I was cutting tape and cover seal and stuff like that. So they've got a bit of sticky residue left on them, which is not helping. I think I'll actually put a hole in the top of this too. So let's go with the big one. Do you realise, no you don't realise, that was a stupid thing to say. These side bits here, I didn't realise that they were actually hole punches, and I was punching with this main bit, which works. Like, it totally worked, but it works really, really good on these side bits that they are designed for. I don't know why I didn't realise that, but I didn't. And like, now it's super easy, and this makes life so much easier. You know, you have the tool and you've got to use it the right way. It certainly helps. And I think I will put a little eyelet in there. What colour do I want? I haven't got much in the way of colours. So we've got black, silver, white, or bronzy colour. I think bronze would be nice in this journal, wouldn't it? Sort of suit that Western style look. Let's grab out one of those. I typically only use the eyelets for, now I've got to remember which way, that's the base, that's the top, for closures, because I don't have many of them, but I just felt like adding one onto this wee tag, like so. It's just because it's fun. And then we might put a little bit of tulle or something on the top. So let's decorate it up. Again, I'm moving things from pillar to post. Sorry for my reaching, but just trying to bring some organisation to my desk temporarily. So we've got this fun little piece. I keep coming across this bit. This like an image of a leather strap with rivets on it. So maybe we want to... Oh yes, I like that. I actually I don't think I cut this out properly. So I'll trim that down a bit more. So let's do that so we can see better. I must have cut it to what the line was, but I think I want to cut it right up to this cool line with the corners cut off, because I think that looks cool, looks fun. I can't imagine that I wouldn't have cut it properly, because I spent ages fussy cutting everything for this kit. But it's so long ago I can't quite remember. But anyway, let's take it down to this inside line, because we can. Oops, that was not straight at all. Let's have another go. I think the glue on my scissors is affecting the how straight it's cutting. Oh, yeah, I need to clean my scissors. I might have to do that in the video, because it could just well drive me bonkers otherwise. So I'm going to do that now while I'm thinking of it. So I've just got a damp wet wipe here. It's one I was using for cleaning up watercolour paint last night. So I just run it along the scissors with a bit of force, being very careful I don't rub directly on the cutting blade. So I'm doing to the side of the sharp bit, and with several layers, so that if I do end up cutting through, I'll sort of start feeling it coming through before it actually cuts me. And so far so good. I've been doing this for quite a long time and I've never been cut. But if you do try it, do be very careful. Right, do I want a glue stick? I think I want to tacky glue this. Maybe a bit of glue stick in the middle, just for good measure. Oh, getting glue off everything. It's annoying me today. And the other thing that's annoying me is the temperature. It woke up really warm, and so I just had a shirt on, and then I got cold. And so I put my hoodie on, which I'm still wearing, and then it was like, but it's too warm for the hoodie. But I don't want to be cold again, so I've left it on. It's just like I can't seem to strike a good temperature. And I think it's a change in weather, because it was warm yesterday and it's supposed to rain today and be cooler. So I think it's like the weather outside's changeable. And so my body temperature is changeable, and it's a bit frustrating. Can't seem to strike the right balance. Right. Will ink around this. I didn't need to ink around that, but I will ink around this, if I can use the proper English words. I don't know if you heard, but I said wink instead of ink. It's like, I don't even know how I managed to say that. It's just one of those weird mornings where I'm feeling like things aren't going right. And I've got a video that I've uploaded. I started uploading, what would have been 11:30 maybe yesterday. And it had finished uploading by bedtime last night, but it hadn't processed. And so I thought, well, I'll leave it overnight. And then I got up this morning and it hadn't started processing. So I am trying now to re-upload it. So somehow it got stuck, and I need it to go up. I can't wait for it to just sort itself out, however long that takes, because it can take, you know, a week, I've heard. and I need it to go up. It's not one that's like super ahead or anything. I need it up today, so that's kind of frustrating me as well. It's just one of those icky days. So I'm being happy. I'm playing in my happy journal because this is making me really happy, even with the little frustrations, because that is life, isn't it? It's not all a bed of roses. Right, just having a look, see if I want anything. I don't think I need words actually, because it's got the speed on this wee label here. Sorry, I keep bringing this closer to me so I can see, and I know it's probably not on camera. Is it? I want something like that, or do I want one of my own stamped numbers? That's kind of cool. That's a bit big. Got one with red on here, and it's been cut off. Whoops, not cut straight either. Let's straighten that up a bit. I think that's good. So we could put it right against the end there. The end, the side. Goodness. I kind of like that actually. I like that. So we'll pop that wee one back in the kit. So let's give this an ink as well. Probably doesn't need it, but so I hope your day is going well. I hope you're having a fine old time without any of the frustrations, those silly little frustrations that are plaguing me this morning. I went hunting for a particular book and a set of encyclopedias that I wanted out for this project, and I went through the whole stack, and the one I want is not there. So I don't know whether it was never there or whether it's been filed away somewhere totally different. I don't know, but it's annoying. And then in the process, things keep falling over and falling down. Did I mention it's one of those days? Yeah, I think I did, didn't I? Anyway, stop my moaning. Let's get on with playing with this beautiful, beautiful journal. Because if anything's going to make me feel better, this will absolutely. Okay, and I think that's all I want on there, apart from a bit of tulle out the top, which I haven't grabbed down. So hopefully I don't knock the camera while I'm doing that. Given the morning, the way it's going, I probably will. So please excuse it in advance. I apologise if I knock the camera. There we go. You can prepare to shut your eyes in case it goes haywire. Right, there we go, all distressed up. Now let's see if I can reach the tulle without hitting myself on the head. Because the container on top is all my spare glue sticks and it's really heavy. That would have hurt if I'd landed on my head, but I didn't, which is a good thing. Okay, so this is my big rolls of tulle. Oh, and I've got a bit of the coffee coloured one right on top. So let's use a bit of the coffee coloured one, because I think that'll work really well for this journal. So I'm just going to cut a wee strip. Oh, yep. Imagine cutting this if I still had that gluey residue on my scissors. That would have been interesting. Right, so it looks like nothing when it's all flat like this. Like you can hardly see it. But the magic happens. I'm going to fold it in half and pop it through our hole. Our little eyelet. And pass the ends through the loop. Oops, and I pulled it unevenly, but that's okay. And then pull it tight, and then suddenly you've got this thing that's beautiful. So it's a bit longer than what I need. Take a little bit off. And once it's in the journal, you will see it better. Oops. Let's just pop that on the floor. The place where it can't fall any further. So, you can see that now. Oops. Oh no, I thought I'd cut it wrong, but I hadn't. It's just, yeah. So, it looks lovely. So there we go. There's that little tag in that front corner pocket. So we've filled another set of pockets. Yay, we are winning. We are winning today. Okay, so we've still got this to go, and this. I want to, oops. Yeah, let's do this up to put in there. Okay, I need to back it, of course. So it's going to be vertical, so let's put a bit of writing lined paper on it. So because of the uploading issues, I don't want this video to go too long, because I think it's any time that I go slightly over an hour, even by a minute or two, it has issues with processing it, which it shouldn't do. It should be fine, but in my experience, it seems to hang up and take a very, very long time, and it's super, super annoying. So I want to keep this one on the shorter side, just so I don't have issues with 2 videos today. Because how boring is that? I don't know about you, but I find that extremely boring. It makes me laugh. That saying, boring, comes from my pastor. He uses it when he means things are just like wrong or frustrating. He calls it boring. So my husband and I have both kind of adopted that saying and find it quite useful, actually. You know, when you would like to say something else, to call it boring is actually quite good. Okay, so that's that. I do want to round the corners, but I want to give that glue a little bit of time to dry, because I know my corner around it will go not so much. Won't like it at all. So what are we going to put on the front of this? So I think probably most of these are going to be too big. I saw something here. Sweet Luke. Oh, isn't she adorable on there? Does she blend in a bit much? And I've got a bit of cutting out to do on here as well. And that's, yep, he's too wide. Oh, I like that as well. But I think I like her better. Okay, let's do it. Going to do some fussy cutting, people. So hang in there. Just looking at the best thing to use. Use my craft knife down here in this little gap. I'm tempted to not cut around the lasso, but oh yeah, I think my tip is getting a bit blunt on my craft knife. It's tearing the paper rather than cutting it, which is not ideal. Oops, now I can't get the piece out. Come here. Here we go. Got this little bit trying to get out. Oops, and then I cut too far, which is what I was trying to avoid. Probably shouldn't have attempted this today, given the sort of day I've been having. But never mind, we're committed now. How do you guys handle days when things just don't quite go right? Do you persevere, keep going regardless? Do you put it aside and come back to it another day? Yeah, I'd love to know how you handle things like that. Does it get the better of you, or have you learned how to deal with it without driving yourself nuts? Yeah, let me know in comments. I would love to know. I might learn how to deal with it better. I mean, I don't think I handle it badly, but I just find myself getting sort of gooey and flustered, and actually sometimes a little bit shaky, so that I think that doesn't help with things, because then things go wrong just because I'm not in the right space or right frame or something. I'm just a bit too antsy. So possibly what I need to do is like say, okay, today's a day of being gentle on myself and moving on and doing things that aren't going to frustrate me. But I've got too much to do. I can't do that. So if you've got suggestions on some other way I can deal with that, please let me know. Help a buddy out. And I feel like I need to take my hoodie off, but then I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to get cold again. And no, it's not hot flushes. It's just the temperature is fluctuating outside the house. And I just, yeah, it doesn't know whether it wants to be warm or cold. Which means my body doesn't know whether it's warm or cold. Maybe if I took my shoes off, it might help. I was sitting here with my shoes off earlier, and then my feet got cold, and I was like, oh. But your extremities are a good way to regulate your body temperature. If you're having a problem, if you're too hot, then some ice or cold flannel or something on your hands, your feet can help. Or if your feet are cold, then put socks on. It definitely helps. So hopefully you are still engaged with me here as I wrestle with fussy cutting this little piece out. I've got to record a video for tomorrow as well. So this video is actually going to air today if I can get it uploaded. And then I've got to record tomorrow's video as well, because I'm going to be out all day tomorrow. So that's my plan, if things will cooperate. So I think tomorrow's video will be the Marguerite Miller Collage Challenge. And then depending how long that takes me, whether I fit something else in at the end of that. Okay, we are making progress. We're getting there. And I think this process, while it can be a bit tedious, I think it's really worth it, because the result just looks that much better, in my opinion. I'm not going to do the little tiny bits in between the loops of the rope. That would just be crazy business. Yeah, so looking forward to doing a bit of collage as well. That would be nice. hold the knife flatter, it does cut a bit better. It's just the very tip that's got a bit dull. Because I use it all the time, so it's not surprising that I'm running into constant blunt issues sooner than what I would have thought. But I just, yeah, I don't realise how often I'm actually using my knife. And particularly if I'm cutting out a stencil, that blunts it super quick. Because it's very tough plastic. This blue matting that I've got down is what I make stencils out of. And it's quite tough. Right, hold it flat or you're going to chew the paper. Holding my breath while I do round that rope. Such a narrow little piece. And wisdom might say to not cut around the rope, but I'm being stubborn. My own worst enemy today. And I don't even know if I'm on camera doing this. I hope I am. Otherwise, you're just listening to me ramble on and can't even see what I'm doing. Oh dear. Did I mention it's one of those days? It did start off, I mean, apart from being hot and cold, I had wonderful cuddles with Georgie. I just snapped right through that rope. And that was me not taking care where I was placing the scissors. Anyway, a bit of glue will fix that. So I was having Georgie cuddles, and he had big, long cuddles. And then he'd hop off, go and have a bit more to eat, and then come back and curl up in my arms. And he was full on sleeping for a good at least half hour the second time. The first time would have probably been maybe 10 or 15 minutes. So all up, about 3/4 of an hour he slept in my arms this morning while I was sitting here at my art desk. He's just so sweet, purring the entire time as he was sleeping. Just adorable. And I think I'm going to leave this little tiny loop there alone. Right. Okay. See, I've got this little bit that I've managed to snip through because I just put the scissors in and didn't realize I had caught that under the scissors. Never mind. I think tacky glue for this because I can use the very fine nozzle on my wee needle tip bottle to do all those fine little bits. And I haven't thought about putting anything under it. And I haven't distressed it. Do we want to pop something under before we get too carried away? Let's just pop a bit of this. Oh, I don't think I like the horse's nose. That looks a bit funny. Just the horse's nose sticking out the side. So maybe we'll just take off your nose. Sorry, horse. But yeah, it just looked a bit weird. Okay. Might blend in a bit much, but that's all right. It's not like it will be invisible. It'll be okay. All these little fine bits, including the bit that I cut in half. I was tempted to put this aside and go, no, that we're doing something else, but you know, this is the crafting life. Not everything goes smoothly. And we're crafters, so fixing up issues is kind of part of what we do. It's part of crafting, is working out how to make particularly things like trash work. And if you've created your own trash because you made a misstep with a pair of scissors or something, then it's, oops, I forgot to glue this, then it's how you can make the best of it. So Oops, keep the glue on the paper, it's a good idea. Just going to pop that down about there, just because, I don't know. Oops, need to get your hat all on there, don't we, little girl? Little cowgirl. Right, and now you can't even see where I cut that rope. It's all perfectly down in alignment, good as gold. Sweet. Okay, I think I want a word on there. I'm going around the corners now because I think that glue should be okay. Feels okay, so that's good. I think I'll just dress it before I put something else on, just so I can see how it's all going to shape up. There. You know, I could go for one of the words from the kit, but I'm thinking I want one of my stamped hooray. Do you want a hooray? No, too big. Happy. This is stamped on a very thin paper. Not sure what sort of paper. No. Kind of like that, but it's introducing a new colour, which I'm not sure I like. But that says inspiration. This one also says inspiration, but it's a different note. It gets lost. Oops. Ping. Nope, not that one. Oh, might not find the right thing. Adventure. I've used adventure a few times in this journal though, so perhaps we want to use something different. Journey. Well, she's not really on a journey. I do like the look of it though. Enduring. What do we think about enduring? Like the idea of putting it right up against the, oops, except it's not straight. Gonna run out of room to keep trimming it soon if it's not right. Yep, I like that, so we'll go with the enduring. Sorry guys, I've gone completely silent. Busy thinking about my next move with this journal. Okay, here we go. I like that. I think that's sweet. And it's quite simple, but it's got a lot happening in the background, so I don't think it needs to be too complicated. Yes, I did ink the back. Good. And that can just pop in there. I don't think mine matters that she's hidden, because it's like the surprise when you pull it out that there's a wee cowgirl in there. So we need two little things to go in these pockets. I'm wondering about doing little playing cards, these mini playing cards. Just something like that. And maybe just putting a backing on them so you could write a date or a word or a little quote or something on the back. So not that. Little offcut here. So I think I'm going to go glue stick and tacky glue for these. Oops, big glop of glue on the side there. Probably should have done one at a time, but oh well. Because the back is shiny, so just make sure they stick down. So, I mean, these have got nothing at all to do with horses or Western or Cowgirls or even lace. Oops. Oh, what did I do that for? But just fun. You know, sometimes things should just be fun because it's a little bit different, a little bit quirky, a little bit interesting, all of the above. Put that one that way. Okay. So better check the time that we're not going too long. Oh yes, we're about there. So I'll get these cut out and tucked in those little pockets. And then that'll be the video for today, so that hopefully it doesn't give me any issues uploading, because this video needs to air today as well. The other video is for my Patreon community, and I like to put it up on a Thursday. And today's Thursday, so I need that one up, although not the end of the world if it actually took until tomorrow, but I prefer it up today. And this one is for today for you guys, so this one needs to air today as well, and I'm still recording it. So here we go. Because I was so busy yesterday that I didn't get it recorded yesterday, which was my plan. I had such a busy day at the computer yesterday, but really pleased I got the project I was working on finished, so which was all the printables for my Patreon page, that for March. So I got all those done and loaded and available for my patrons to download and use. So if you're interested, head along to my Patreon, check it out. There's a brand new set of printables available. Right, there we go. So we have two little cards just with a little patch to write something on the back if one wants to. Otherwise they're just kind of cute and fun, and a little bit of a laugh with the Queen, with the cowgirl kind of playing with those a little bit. Just in my brain anyway, maybe not yours. So there we go. Thanks for joining me today while I made these. So we made this little journal card, two little cards in here. We made this tag here for this pocket, and then we did our document holder here with papers for the owner to take out and use, and then you can write on the inside of this one as well. So fold it back up properly. There we go, and tuck it under there. I love that. I think that's super cool. So there we go. We are getting there. This journal is not too far away from being complete, which makes me happy and sad at the same time, because I've just loved it so much. So take care everybody, and I shall see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.